I'm trying to talk about my friend Matt Walsh here. No, Matt Walsh is not my friend. Matt Walsh is not anyone's friend. We're starting to see the mask come off of Matt Walsh. With the Daily Wire, you have a mechanism for shipping hardcore reactionaries, Christian nationalists, into the mainstream and playing them off like, no, this is like a completely normal opinion to have, right? And Matt Walsh is one of those people. He tries to play a game where he makes the pro-trans viewpoint out to be such a straw man that him objecting to that straw man is not seen as in any way over the line. It's not seen as reactionary. It's seen as reasonable. That's his whole grift, playing it off that he is the reasonable person in a world gone mad, when in reality, he was never a reasonable person to begin with. Obviously, there's an error in the assumption, which a lot of people have, that centrism is a good in and of itself. Centrism is always a matter of perspective. When you have a skewed perspective that's been formed by neoliberal consensus, and this is real, the Republicans and the Democratic Party came together into a neoliberal consensus at the end of the millennium. You had the United States, capitalism, and you had the Soviet Union, communism, and they tried it out in the marketplace of ideas, and it turned out the United States made Pizza Hut and the Soviet Union made the Gulag Archipelago. So we don't like the Gulag Archipelago, we choose Pizza Hut, right? Just like Gorbachev, we choose Pizza Hut. And that is really how the centrist, mindset works. And obviously people have pointed out that the centrist mindset is very, very, very exploitable by the far right. And then we have fishhook theory, right? But Matt Walsh gives the appearance of somebody that is not some super far right figure. And I know as I say this, like a lot of people in my chat, your heads are exploding, right? Because you know what Matt Walsh is about. You know that he's a Christian nationalist, but for some reason, people see him in the light of making a reasonable argument, and they don't really know what he's about. So what he's about has started to become apparent, has started to slip out. And, the foremost thing on my mind is that link from Media Matters.
Ever since the beginning of time, teenage girls have been getting pregnant. In 1957 was the peak for teenage pregnancy. 1957. Right now, I'm going to start by just stating facts. Girls between the ages of 17 and 24 is when they're technically most fertile. Yeah. Okay? That's biological. That's a fact, all right? I'm just stating facts. That's all I'm doing. So what I'm saying is that the problem is not per se teenage pregnancy. It's unwed pregnancy. That's the problem in society.
He hasn't said anything to pull himself away from these viewpoints. He believes that a 16-year-old, those are prime fertility years. That 16-year-old should be having a baby. The only difference is she should be getting married and having a baby. So, child marriage. And this isn't a joke either. Some of the red states have actually voted to lower the age of eligibility for marriage. And it's with this in mind. They do have a fucked up society in mind where 16-year-olds are married off and have their first baby in the middle of high school. But then if you really look into the conservative mindset, they're not that invested in women being able to pursue their education much farther than age 16. So you wonder what their real plan is. If America saw what Christian nationalists had in mind, it's something that people would obviously reject. Even some conservatives would reject that. But they're able to put it forward like they're just asking to be reasonable. They're just asking the questions. And to most people, they're able to sell that as reasonable. They're able to strawman the other side as being this radical weirdo shit, and they're able to sell that. But when moments like this happen, the mask starts to come off, and you do have the majority of the people, even these centrists, right? Even these annoying right-wingers that don't realize that they're right-wingers, that call themselves centrists. Even they take note, and people are going to have to take note of what Matt Walsh is all about. It's my Patreon. I would like to thank all of my Patreons. Ooh, they are objectively better people than either you or I. Unless they are you, in which case, ooh. They get to view the videos before you, so they've already seen this and hit like and left a comment and joined and became a member and all sorts of other cool stuff. They hit the bell for notifications. If you'd like to join them in the land of tomorrow, watching videos early and all, you can sign up for my Patreon too. The link is in the description, Zera Zerex, Peachy Cleodna, Jackie, Gumpus Clump, Impact Suspect Patreons. Besties!